Now that broadband internet access is available to billions of people, video games can be more than discrete, unchanging products. Games can live and grow over time, and it's never been more important to understand what it takes to keep a live game fresh and exciting over time. That's why game developers, conference organizers, want to draw your attention to some of the great GDC 2019 talks aimed at helping you become a better live game developer. Even if you do not think of your game as an ongoing service, knowing what works and what does not in live game development will make you a more well-rounded game maker. Notably, game industry veteran Rich Vogel will be at GDC 2019 in March to present an exciting talk on lessons learned in the trenches developing games as a service. You want to see this talk because Vogel, now a VP at a certain Affinity, will discuss his journey as a studio director building Fallout 76, Battlecry, Star Wars, The Old Republic, and Star Wars Galaxies. Vogel aims to weave a narrative that talks about how each one of these titles changed the way he approaches development in general, as well as running the game as a service. He will discuss the lessons he learned working on each title, and provide great examples from the trenches that helped shape what he did on his next game in terms of project management, leadership, recruiting, and running a live service. Plus, grinding gear games, the folks behind the Sleeper Hit Path of Exile, will be at the show this year to show you how they found success with the free-to-play online action RPG. In Designing Path of Exile to be played forever, Grinding Gears Chris Wilson will show you how a plan for long-term, sustainable development took Path of Exile's active player base from the thousands to the millions. Wilson will walk you through how to structure releases into seasons, with predictable release dates and scope, how to reduce content for rapid development, how to use procedural generation to keep content from feeling stale, how to employ multiple overlapping axes of randomness for additional replayability, how to design deep gameplay systems that keep players engaged, and how to grow a community over a long period of time. And in Cooking with GDC, a mellow approach to post-launch game content, Leaks, lead producer CK will reveal how the studio successfully pivoted to tackle a live game during development of the studio's 2015 hit digital BOARDGAM Media and LLONOBODY planned on it being a live game, but that's what ended up happening. Come to this talk to learn what tools, processes, and third-party services contributed to the ongoing success of Unmelow's long tail. In addition, you will also learn about community best practices and what studios should be investing in now for future GOS titles. Finally, do not overlook a QA perspective on live game production, presented by Read2Moto-led game tester Michael Lawson. This talk offers a unique QA perspective on the pitfalls and lessons learned from a growing and evolving game as a service. Working on Heroes Generals, a game that merges first-person shooter action with a strategic layer, where player decisions can turn the tide in an ongoing war. The Read2Moto team has evolved their development and test processes over the years into an effective agile model. Make time to swing by and you will learn how a proven agile test flow for a large production on a live game can improve the quality of the product, lower the risk of failure, and make for a happier workplace. You will also walk away with practical advice you can use in your own projects, so do not skip it. Further details on these talks and many more are available now on GDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GD 2019, which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on GDC 2019, visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Capcom says the demo for its upcoming remake of Resident Evil 2 was downloaded over 3 million times since it went live on January 11th. The demo itself has an interesting quirk, dubbed the one-shot demo, the short slice of Resident Evil 2 gives players only 30 minutes to make their way through the enemies and puzzles in the game's early level. Once that 30-minute run is over, players cannot start the demo again on that same account. The downside to that limitation, however, is, inevitably, players quickly found ways around it that likely have inflated that 3 million download figure. Console players can make additional accounts to get a second, or third, or fourth shot, while PC players have found ways to trick the demo into allowing additional plays. Another interesting read on the demo comes from data shared on Capcom's Resident Evil Net website. Of those 3 million downloads, roughly 2.5 million players opted to enable Ringnet's play data tracker and help gather more data on the demo's completion. For instance, only about 26% of those 2.5 million players completed the demo within the time limit. Game Developers Conference organizers are delighted to announce the films selected to be part of the 2019 GD Film Festival, one of the only narrative film fests focused on the art and culture of video games. The second annual GD Film Festival will take place at the YRBA booth, a Center for the Arts screening room directly adjacent to the Moscone Center from Monday, March 18th to Wednesday, March 20th. During GD 2019, sponsored by Steam for the second year running, all screenings will be open to all GD 2019 pass holders on a first-come, first-served basis. Across the 3 days, a wide range of documentaries and other filmed material based around the video game medium will be screened. Some for the very first time. The festival will include on-stage courses with filmmakers and game producer, designer and journalist Matthew Kumar. Sound Shapes Indivisible will be making the festival and co-programming the featured films. Without further ado, here's a look at the selected films. Please note that all show times are Pacific Standard.
下午2点10分
Title: We Are Alright. Directed by Isney Pilek. After quitting their corporate jobs, Bartek and Rafal decided to create their first video game, Licksphere. The movie follows them throughout the last few months of working on the project. You will be able to witness their struggle to publish the game on PlayStation, the emotions of people associated with the game's launch, and finally, Rafal's and Bartek's attempts to break into the consciousness of YouTube stars and the industry press.
下午4点40分
Title: At Band Flow. Directed by Acapello. Game creators Katsura Hoshino, Persona 5, Tetsuya Mizuguchi, Res, Infinite, Toshihiro Nagoshi, Yakuza 6, Koshi Nakanishi, Resident Evil 7, Yuya Okudo, Monster Hunter World, Keiichiro Toyama, Gravity 2, Fumihiko Yasuda, Neo, Yoko Taro, Ear, Automata. In addition to 824, Ash and Richard shared their views on the quick succession of critically acclaimed Japanese games that started in 2016 and on the state of the Japanese game industry. Title: Toko Akira Hakiman Yasuto. Illustrator: directed by Akipeo, known as the father of Chun-Li. Agao Akira Hakiman Yasuto is an illustrator and character designer who stands on a 30-year-long career in the game and animation industry. Then, as a freelance illustrator, will dive into his career at Capcom.